anyone puts their business anywhere. You're right when you say it's location, 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 but what about Cape Town is a great location? Firstly, I think we run a very good government here, if I say so myself. But often people don't understand the complexity that goes into government. It means that when you make your applications for land and development, it means you can get them quick enough. It means that when you want plans approved from your local councils, those things can happen fast enough. But it does mean that equally so, nobody comes to you and asks you for an additional 10% on your property, which is how you eliminate corruption. We had a guy called Mr. 10%, which means every deal and every contract would have a level of inflation that was driven primarily by corruption. But it's not only that, it's about good infrastructure. You see, the trick to a good government requires that ultimately the highways work, and I know I'm starting to realize that traffic in Cape Town is really something that must worry all of us. But indeed, it means that the roads work, the lights stay on, and when you open the tap, water comes out the tap. That's not a reality for so many South Africans all across the country. Would you not believe it? Because if you go to other cities, you quickly discover that maybe electricity isn't always a guarantee. I know many of us talk about load shedding, and maybe for you and I it's about having a candle at dinner from time to time. But if you're trying to run a business, to be out of power for 4 hours is a significant consequence. Now here in the city of Cape Town, one of the things we do well is because we've been able to put in other initiatives that make sure if the country goes on to stage 2 of load shedding, we can bring it to stage 1. Which I think is a huge achievement for Cape Town, and I'm hoping that in the long run it will become a place where load shedding doesn't become a reality for the people of Cape Town. But not only do you want to make sure that that happens, you want to make sure that what is traded out of here in Cape Town has got a very viable market. And one of the things that are great about this city is the fact that more and more people are starting to bring their businesses here. They're investing in this place, which means that you can secure tenants and buildings like this, but you can also ensure that there's opportunities for trade and you've got clients to which you can sell your goods to. And that's what's so great about the city. But let me tell you why I celebrate projects such as this, is because unemployment in Cape Town is lower than it is anywhere else in the country. Which means that actually, whilst other cities and other provinces, unemployment is on the rise, the city of Cape Town means unemployment is starting to decline. At 22%, it's not perfect, but it's certainly something that we want to get to. And ultimately, we want to create a picture of a city where ultimately all of us can have a diversity of businesses, can have a place where race does not determine where you end up, but it becomes a place where ultimately opportunities are open for all. And that's why I celebrate when business invests, because we as a party believe principally it's not the job of government to create jobs, it's the job of the private sector, and it's for South Africans such as yourself who invest in making sure that it's possible for us to create work. But I think all of us could agree that Cape Town simply cannot remain an island. And perhaps this is the job that I feel I've got. And I celebrate that I stand on shoulders of great leaders. Someone like Tony Leon, who, when President Mandela approached him and said, will you stand and be in opposition, or maybe stand and be part of the government of national unity, he had the foresight to believe that he must be in opposition. Then I also stand on the shoulders of someone like Helen Zille, who, when it mattered most, she came and she became Mayor of the Year here in the city of Cape Town and continues to run a great province. Both their jobs were a lot easier, in that for Tony it was about becoming the leader of the opposition. For Helen it was about governing in the city and perhaps the province. For me the job is much easier, it's about governing South Africa, so it's a small task. But why do we want to govern South Africa? Because here's what I believe about this country. I think as much as people may feel that South Africa is at a crucial, decisive point, and I've just come back from Parliament listening to the President laughing his way through a whole lot of questions. So it's amazing what President Zuma says and what he doesn't say. But really what I believe about this country is that dream, you may not hear that truck, but I think feels like it's right next to me. Believe me. But the dream of 1994 is possible. I think what leaders like President Nelson Mandela went to jail for is something that we still have to fight for today. And it's a dream that this country can become a country for all South Africans. I certainly believe in the fact that non-racialism is not something that is died. I believe in the fact that black, white, Indian, colored South Africans can work together to create a prosperous nation. I believe this country still can open up opportunities for more people. That even though it may look like our growth trajectory is only set up at about 1%, but I believe with the right government we can grow at 5% to create an inclusive nation. I believe more than anything than ever before that we could build a country that is safe. We could build a country that makes sure that yours and my kids can grow up in this country knowing that actually opportunities are bound for them. We call that a vision for South Africa's future. We term it Vision 2029, maybe crazily so. But we believe one day we will be in government so that we can make sure we can deliver on that dream. And I believe that when I speak to more and more South Africans like you, it may seem like things are impossible for now, but I want to tell you that it's happening. It's happening all across the country. I was in Nelson Mandela Bay over the weekend. We set our sights firmly on making sure we can bring a government similar to the one we have here in Cape Town in Nelson Mandela Bay, so that one day when you want to put another office park, you can put it in Nelson Mandela Bay. But when I was there are more South Africans of all different colors joining our movement and joining our party because they also believe in the future of this country. And wouldn't it be great if a city named after our great icon Nelson Mandela would one day be governed by the DA? I think that would be a perfect thing. But I also want to be able to tell the president one day that actually when he drives to his office in Pretoria, he's driving into a municipality governed by the DA. Because we've certainly set our targets there next year. But we also believe that we will push the ANC to below 50% in Joburg. I don't say those things because I don't say them lightly. I say them because I really do believe that the hope for South Africa is indeed a change in government. Just like for this retail park, its saving hope was the fact that a new business, a new company came on board. I simply wake up every day not because I think Parliament is entertaining or anything like that, but I believe in change. I believe we can change South Africa to the nation that Nelson Mandela dreamt of, and one day a nation that you and I can be proud to go home, a nation that we can look at and say, we are South Africans together in a non-racial way, a nation we can say unemployment right across the country is starting to go down, not up, a nation where it's open for investment, a nation where ultimately we can walk across the streets, boys and girls, knowing that those streets will be safe for us, but ultimately a nation built on values of freedom, fairness, and opportunity. So ladies and gentlemen, I believe maybe today, just this picture, this opportunity that is something that can be possible for South Africa. So I guess the best way to end is not for you to thank me, but to thank you for investing in this city. Thank you for making it possible for many more South Africans to believe that the only way we could address inequality and poverty is by setting up more and more businesses like this that can employ more people. But I want to say, as I've been meeting many South Africans, many of you are business people, I hope that you know that South Africa is indeed alive with possibility, and that maybe at times when things look like they're falling apart, actually they're falling into place. So in closing, I leave you with these words. Former President Bill Clinton once said that actually what is wrong with South Africa can be fixed with what's right with South Africa. And what's right with South Africa is that still today we've got a vibrant private sector, we've got business South Africans who are still willing to invest, and we've got great people who still believe that this place can be home and it can be the country we hope for. So I hope in my lifetime, in your lifetime, you can be part of a dream that see this country become the great nation it was intended to be. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.